Hello, my name is Kevin, and this is my 2011 Honda Ruckus GY6 swap. I'm going to go over some parts of my bike. I've had this bike for quite some time. It's 2011 GY6 170cc swap. Um, I'm from California, so as you can see, I like Chicano lowrider paint jobs. I'm going to start from the kind of the front and go in the back. The paint's done by a friend Jay, who's kind of like me, who painted the bike. This bike has been different colors. A lot of times people ask what color I should do my powder coat for my frame. I always say black because if you powder coat it gray or another color, it's very hard to change the look of the bike. As in this case, I did gray, so I had to stick with, I couldn't go like a purple or blue or something like that. So I had to stick with that color. If you do black, all you have to do is change out the plastics and it's like a whole new scooter. Currently right now, I have a lot of parts on this bike that are kind of scratch and dent that we can't sell. So I put them on this bike. Um, so we'll start from the front. I have RRGS lowering shocks, the drag shocks. It's a complete front end with RRGS rotor, RRGS caliper. We don't sell a lot of them anymore. They're expensive, and now company has come out such as our Adelan, and we have our own brand as well. So before, this was the only company that actually had them. So that's the front end. It's a disc conversion. I have a 12 by 4 front wheel with a custom wheel that we used to make. The barrel is airbrushed with same kind of theme, skulls, roses, crosses, just the Chicano kind of lowrider style. Black powder coated front hub, which again, now we have them that are anodized that you can find on our site. Back then, you had to press out the bearings, put new bearings in. The light is an old Trail Tech light, which they don't make anymore. It has a high beam, low beam right here. We made a mount, kind of like the old PS style. So I decided to put that on. Again, I've had this bike for a long time. We have our complete dress up kit, and it's the whole bike has our washers. From the handlebars are our OG bars. I did have different bars, but as I'm getting older, I don't like to be hunched over. So I went ahead and put some clip-ons. It does have Adelan dual master cylinders because we do have a disc brake setup in the back. I have an old Password style ignition cover. Again, Passwords are no longer in business, but we do have our own that we sell. And a CRG mirror. I love this mirror. You can change out all the parts. You can change out the glass, all the hinges you can change out, and it's solid. It doesn't vibrate when you're on the road like some of the other mirrors. Great mirror. With the mirror, we have that on our billet style grips. They're a little bit thicker. Your hand doesn't cramp up, and that is mounted to the NCY throttle bearing, I guess, bearing throttle system. So a lot of companies, they don't make grips, or you have to really force them on to put a grip over the throttle tube because it has the bearing, so the OD is a little bit bigger. So we went ahead and made our own bearings that are only for the NCY throttle bearing throttle. Great comfort. They have little plugs on the side. You can pop them off, and you can put a mirror on both sides, one side, no sides. Great mirror or great grips. Old stage 6 switch. Now we have aftermarket. Stage 6 is no longer in business, so we have aftermarket. It's one that we sell, and they're a heck of a lot cheaper. I think that switch used to be $49, and now they're like $20 something. Same switch, everything's the same. Going back some, we have a stainless tin cover that we sell with the side splitters and the frame splitter that's been painted to match the rest of the bike. A frame brace, our SMF pegs. The kickstand is a low down kickstand. We have it that in low one and then a standard one if your bike's not that low. I do have a front TRS frame cover. A lot of people use that if they want to hide the wires. Mine are exposed for easy access. And an old stretch kit. It's a 12.5 stretch kit steel. Again, super old. It's just on my bike. I haven't changed out, but I did change out the rear shock. I wanted something a little bit beefier. This is our billet rear shock mount. The old mounts used to twist. Even some of the other companies that they make, um, they're kind of like puzzles and they do twist over time. So I put my, or TRS is actually billet one on. Frame caps we have on there, and a TRS bottle cap. We no longer engrave them anymore. They're just solid. Um, Bolt kit that we have. Again, that's throughout the whole bike. I do have a 171cc motor with a Toyota forged piston and a 58.5 head. More compression, just like Dakota's bike. More compression, a little more power. I used to have an old Mikuni TM32 or I think it was TM32 or TM28 card. It was a TM28 card. Great startup, awesome. We fixed that. What we did is we put in the valve in there. I'm trying to think what it's called. It will come to me, and I went with a 30 mil uh, carburetor slide from OKO. A lot better throttle response. Immediately, I found quicker throttle response and it actually picked up miles per hour. So I'm 210 pounds. This bike does 78 with me sitting up. I'm not tucked. We do have a direct ignition coil and our direct ignition coil holder that we make in-house, TRS fan cover that we make in-house, and the old comp style Yoshimura exhaust, which we welded an O2 bung on so we can tune our bike on a wideband. And I'll get to that in a minute. Why we did that. On the other side, you can't see it, but you actually are going to see it in a little bit. But there's a complete TRS transmission kit, which has 1500 contra spring, variator with 12-gram roller sliders, I should say, and our clutch, OKO clutch and clutch hub. So the weights, I have 12 grams in there. I've used 10, 11. I've mixed them. I've done tons of different combinations for the roller weights or slider weights. You have to tune your scooter. You have to take it, put them in, drive it, see what's going to be the best combination for you and your weight. And that's what we did. You don't just throw parts on and then go. You can, and your bike's going to run. But if you want the most performance for your bike, you have to tune it. And that's one of the reasons why we put an O2 bung, is because we hook a wideband in. We go ahead and change the jets, do a run, see if it works. Great. Now we have a base run. Now we're going to put a lower jet in or a higher jet in. Do another base run and see what's going to be the best performance on the wideband and also what we feel for miles per hour and how we feel it in our seat of our pants. I do have tie downs. I take this bike up north sometimes in North Florida. So there's straps there that I can strap it down without having to mess up my wheel with a strap or tightening down on a frame. We also have the front too, but since I have a light here, I can't use it. Seats, a custom seat cover that we used to sell. We no longer sell them anymore. Cheeky Seats has them. Rear tire is a 12x8 wheel with the same custom wheel with the Michelin 140/70/12 tire that they don't make anymore. Now Michelin has come out with a new tire that we have on our site. License plate is a ultimate license plate that we sell. You can change it different ways, up, down, vertical, close to the wheel, away from the wheel. Awesome license plate. And then I have a flush mount tail light, also known as the turtle head. We have that in there as well. Wiring harness. It's an old harness, the ATR harness. We have actually come out with a new harness, a PSP harness, that's so much cleaner, has more functions, You can add gauges, coastal gauges. It has extra 12 volts. That product is a lot better than what I have on this bike. But back then, we didn't have that option. Great bike. Again, touching in kind of some of the things that with this bike, you have to tune your bike. I can't say it enough. Tune the bike. Again, 78 miles per hour, me 210, and I'm sitting straight up on it. Guys, they buy a kit. You have somebody that will buy a kit from somewhere else, only getting 65 miles per hour. They go ahead and put an OCO carb on there. Now they're getting 70 miles per hour, or maybe more. They put a variator on, or they don't put a variator on. It's all about the combination of parts to make your scooter run the best it can. We've been doing this at TRS since 2010. Before that, I've been in this industry for a very, very long time, having a motorcycle dealership. Not necessarily working on Ruckuses, but I did have a Ruckus, I want to say back in 2006, I believe. And that's how I kind of met everybody and got into this hobby. So, and even then, we would take products, tune the product, whether it's for 49cc. There's a lot of products that we've kind of developed, and the may looks the same, but we've actually improved on the product. Maybe making a hole bigger, maybe changing the way it works or the how it feels. Um, we spend a lot of time doing this, and it's because all of us have scooters here. So from a Met to we have Groms too, but at this point we're just showcasing our Ruckuses. GY6, big bores, regular, Mets, 49C, stop. We've kind of done it all. So this is kind of my pride and joy. I don't ride it very often because I do have a Grom, and I kind of like riding that a little more. Um, this, I don't really want to mess it up. So I kind of keep it the way it is, and I do ride it, I don't know, maybe a couple times a year. So that's my scooter. I think I've pretty much covered everything on here from what I can see. And hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like, share, and subscribe. And have a good day. Thanks. Don't forget, go down below. There's going to be a complete list of all the parts that I have on this bike. And if there's not a link, it's because we don't make it anymore. But feel free to take a look at some of the other videos of the other people that we have, employees. They have tons of different parts. So you can actually look at my bike, Dakota's, Felix, Ryan, Savannah's, depending on what your platform is, find the parts for your scooter.